Hello, and welcome back to Hunter Tuned. Today we're going to work on the Mustang and drive it and kind of try to get the tune worked out and everything so the car is ready to go, hopefully for racing. I actually got the car out to the storage unit. Me and Christian actually drove the car out here yesterday, and we had a few complications with the car. It was running really hot because I did not have the cooling fans wired yet, but I figured, you know, if I'm just coming out here, it's only like 45 degrees outside. I figured it would have been fine just to kind of get it out here. And it was totally fine if we were going above like 10 miles an hour, but we went through the city and we were in some stop and go traffic and the thing was getting like 220, 230. So that sucks, but I got the cooling fans wired last night and we let it run for like literally a half hour in the storage unit here. And I have the Mega Squirt controlling the fans to come on at 200 degrees and turn off at 195, and I just made sure it would cycle between 200 and 195 for like a half hour, and it never got above like 202. So great success there. So we had to re-bleed the cooling system again. Like I said, I got both fans kind of wired up. I don't have a shroud or anything, so that's probably another reason why I've had some heating issues with the car, because I think a fan shroud would kind of help with, you know, cooling the setup a little better. But anyways, got the fans wired to the Mega Squirt through a relay. So a lot of you guys will be happy that I used a relay. So I just have my fan relay right here. It's just running to power and then switch power and out to the fan. And then this is the fan control off the Mega Squirt, which is actually a ground signal. So you have to use the fan wire off the Mega Squirt to control the ground side of the relay. So that's what I did, and the fan works flawlessly. I also ran a wire up through a hole there in the center of the tranny tunnel from my transmission brake. So I have the tranny brake grounded to the pan, and then I have the power wire coming into the car, which is running over to my like windshield wiper switch for now. I was going to get a button, but I think I'm going to get a steering wheel with 2 buttons on it so I can do a bump box and a trans brake. But for now, I'm just going to use what I was using before, and that is the multi-switch right here. So when I pull back on this guy, you can hear the tranny solenoid click. So when I pull back on this guy, the trans brake is activated, and then I can let go for it to launch me like a rocket ship. So I was playing with the tune a little bit on the Mega Squirt. And I'm just kind of learning it a little bit. The only thing that is still a little bit tricky for me is the idle tables, because the Micro Squirt didn't actually have an idle motor that you could tune, and the MS3 has idle air control. So, and it has a bunch of different like idle tables that I've been trying to make work good. I had it to the point yesterday where I would come up to a stop sign if I like was on the gas and I suddenly lifted off the gas, that it would die. And I kind of adjusted a few things on a few tables, and now it doesn't die, but it still dips a little bit. So I'm trying to work that out, but haven't really came into boost much with it, other than last night at like 2 in the morning. I was out here, didn't get any footage of it, unfortunately, but I just tested out the trans brake to make sure this damn turbo actually builds boost, and it's definitely a little lazier than the old setup. So that's probably a good thing, because when this turbo lights off, it's probably going to be just fucking insane. But it definitely is a little laggy. So like on the way out here, I punched it in like 2nd or 3rd gear, and I was like, holy shit, there's no boost. But it's just because this turbo is a little lazy, and I'm used to like instant fucking spool with my truck. But we're gonna try to work the bugs out, get this thing out, and drive it, and hopefully all goes well. Goddamn E85. Yeah, I still got to work on cold start stuff a little bit, or start up in general, because, well, E85 naturally when it's this cold doesn't like to start, but come on, Betsy. Yeah, it's definitely a little tricky. Alright guys, a little bit of an eventful day so far. We got the Mustang out. I took it for its first like legit drive to go try to get it into boost a little bit, and had a little bit of a scare and might have an issue at hand. I'm not sure. I hope not, because I really want to race. But anyways, we took the car out. Me and my girlfriend did. I didn't really film any of it, but took the car out and just kind of feeling the car out to see how everything was doing. I laid into boost a little bit and it went lean because I didn't have the second fuel pump on. I totally spaced out. I only had one of the pumps on, and then I turned around. We did another pull. I put both pumps on and the thing shot straight into the rev limiter. Because the rev limiter is pretty low. It's only like 6,000 RPM, and once it actually stood up into boost, I think the boost was around like 14 pounds or something like that. The air fuel was like 11.5, and it smacked the rev limiter pretty hard. After that, it rattled a little bit, and I don't know if it rattled from a rod knock or if it rattled from detonation or what the deal was. The tune I have in it is just like a tune that I copied from somebody's. I didn't really go through it a whole lot. I just wanted to make sure it was good and the car was working and shit. Air fuel is like 1180, which is kind of lean. So I might have to stab some fuel in it and raise the rev limiter, because the micro squirt, when I had it in here, I had the limiter at 7,500 and the converter would couple at like 62 or something. So yeah, I gotta figure this out. But I got back, we were driving it, and we were driving it for a long time, kind of beating on it a little bit, and it got warm to the point where it was like 215. So it started boiling out of the cap a little bit again, even with the fans on and shit. It's super annoying. But the oil pressure was down at 20 psi, which is not good. So I kind of assumed that maybe I spun a bearing or something on that little adventure we did there. So I got a little nervous. I drained the oil out of it and it was like gray. So it was really thin. I didn't change it from the initial break-in, so I got that shit oil out of there. I mean, legit guys, it was gray coming out. There wasn't like big chunks or anything on the drain plug, just like fine dust. So I got rid of that oil, put a new filter on it, a long style filter, like, which is off the older trucks. It's a longer oil filter. I just like those ones better. I don't know why. I think the short ones just don't work as good. But I switched out to Rotella. I put Rotella 1540 in it, and a new good MicroGuard oil filter, at least better than Walmart SuperTech oil filter and Walmart SuperTech 530. So I did that, and I just cold started it. It's not cold. It's like 170 degrees right now, the coolant temp is. And it's got 70 PSI oil pressure at 2,200 RPM. So that's good sign. Idle has 50 PSI oil pressure, which is good. But like I said, it's not up to temp, and the oil's not really that hot. So I'm probably going to play with the tune a little bit again. I got to get this thing to idle a little bit better, coming on and off the gas. And then I'm going to stab a bunch of fuel in it, like 15% up top. And I'm going to raise the rev limiter up to 7,000 and try to make a pull and see if it holds together. I'm really nervous. I don't know if it's going to work. I might have to pull the motor back out. I'm not sure. So we'll see. Like I said, there's no big bearing chunks or anything coming out of it, and I think it's okay, but I don't know. I'm up in the air about this yet, and I'm nervous. I'm super nervous because I want to race, and I'm doing everything I can to do this. So don't let me down now, car. Don't let me down. So yeah, I'm going to play with the tune, play with some stuff, and maybe we'll go take a ride. All right, guys, so I'm driving the Mustang, and everything seems to be doing good. I'm going through the tune and making sure everything is good, but dude, I'm freaking shaking. This thing is insanely fast. And it's on, I think it's on like 12, maybe 14 pounds. I'm not exactly sure. But this thing shits and gets, dude. Holy mother trucker, dude. My Lanta. So I'm just gonna go in here and punch like another 5% of fuel at it, just because I want to keep it safe. This is making a lot of horsepower, so I don't want to blow it up right away, you know what I mean? So we're gonna put 5% in it. I'd rather keep it rich, like a 10.5, 10.3, 10.5. I'd rather keep it down there. and lean it out as I go kind of thing. But right now I think it's like 1120 or 11.0. But oh my god, this thing is insane. It takes a while for it to come into boost, but when it comes into boost, dude, you better watch your ass. Another thing too is the rev limiter. I raised it to 7,000 and now the converter's coupling good, so. Still got to play with the idle. I don't have a cameraman, so this is all you guys are getting. This is all you guys are getting because I don't have a cameraman. Pounds of boost. This thing is an animal. This bitch rolls. Holy fuck, guys. I am like lost for words. This thing is insane. It's been a while since I've been in the Mustang, so it's probably a little bit of just me not being used to it, but the hood and shit was getting wavy. Like, I could see, like, when I was like middle of third gear there, or top of, it wasn't quite top of third gear, but I mean, it was rolling. And, you know, you could just tell shit's really just fucking blurry. And I got the slicks on it, so it does hook up like half-assed decent. It blows second right off. But third gear, the way the power comes in on this new setup, it comes in really gradual up top. You know what I mean? So it's a little easier to the tires to get them to stick on the street from a roll. It should have no problem hooking up with the track, but this bitch is on 11 pounds of boost. It's just a hair over 10, which is where the old one was. It's not boost creeping, which is awesome. 14 degrees of timing, maybe 15 or 16 degrees. It starts at like 13, it ramps up to like 16 degrees. Timing, that's what I got in it right now, which is super conservative. Like I could probably punch 4 or 5 more degrees at this thing. But I'm not gonna. I want to keep it safe and just kind of drive it and see how everything does and blah 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 blah. But my transmission seems to be whining a little bit. I don't know if it's the front pump or something on the transmission. I hope not, because that would suck. But it seems to be working okay. Like everything's shifting good and it grabs gears good. So I don't think internally the transmission's bad, but it is whining. Like the pump is whining, so I don't know what the deal with that is. That sucks. I don't know what I'll do, but the converter seems to be holding the power. Oh wait, it holds. It's hauling ass. Like I said, it had that 6,000 RPM rev limiter, which this thing don't come alive till 6,000. So Yeah, I set it at 7,200, and I didn't hit it, but I think the highest I went was like 68 or 6,900, and the thing was still making power. You could tell, because it was just, you're pinning the seat the whole damn time. But yeah, this thing, it's sketchy. It's a Mustang, so it's like going that fast, and this thing is like, oh, it's a rush like no other. Yeah, I'm probably gonna park it for now, and I'm gonna get a trailer and stuff, hopefully, and just load it on the trailer and call it a day, because I don't really want to run on these tires much longer. They literally have like a track day left in them, and that's about it. Yeah, I might kind of go over everything one more time, just make sure everything is good, and then tomorrow we'll just see what it runs. I'm not going to go for like any record-breaking numbers or nothing like that. I don't really want to push on the new setup yet, because it is brand new setup. So I want to see how fast I can go on wastegate, which is like 11 pounds of boost. If I can go 990 or so on wastegate pressure, we'll know we did something right, because this bitch just it rolls out, dude. This thing, oh yeah. Oil pressure, after driving it, I literally was beating the balls out of it for like 20 minutes to a half hour, like doing those pulls and stuff that you guys seen. And after I just got back now, the oil pressure was down to 25. So I don't know if the pressure is, I mean, these bearings were not great, you know, they were kind of loose inside the rod cap and stuff, so it might spin a bearing, I don't know. I might have bearings that are worn out and shit, but I'm happy. It's all good. Like I said, if it's like before the oil gets really hot, it's fine. But once you like beat on it for a consecutive while, which I won't be doing at the drag strip, you just make a pass and you're done, you know. So I think it'll be all right. I think so. I don't know. We'll see. Nothing in the overflow. We got an overflow on here, and the cap seems to be sealing again. I just kind of put it back on, you know, took it off and put it back on, and the radiator cap seems to be sealing again. It seems to be tricky with these caps on this F-body radiator. They don't seem to seal that good, but around the outside perimeter, that is. It seals the hoses and stuff and builds pressure just fine, but around the outside of the radiator it seems to leak a little. But it hasn't this whole time I've been driving it now, so I think it's okay. Yeah. Maybe the transmission's over full on fluid. Is that possible for the transmission to make noise if it's over full? I don't know, because I did add an extra quart and I don't think it needed it. But yeah, I'm gonna check everything over and call it a day. Alright guys, so we ended up getting the car running decent, and was trying to find a trailer all night because the trailer U-Haul company was out of stock all weekend. They were like totally booked up on frickin' trailers, so I couldn't get a frickin' trailer from them. And thank God I had a buddy that had a trailer that actually let me borrow his trailer, so we got the Mustang loaded on a trailer, and it's up on the trailer now. I got the Yee Mobile filled up with fuel. I got the Mustang filled up with fuel, and we got the Mustang strapped onto the trailer here. Another thing that I did is we installed some race quip harnesses. So I just picked these up from a guy locally. They're pretty much brand new. They're certified till 2022. So we have some harnesses in the car, and or at least one. We have one harness in the car. I bought two, but we're only installing one for now. We got it just looped around the harness bar back there, and then we got her bolted down to the frame on the, my camera had a case of limp dick. But we have the harnesses bolted down to the you know, the chassis down there, and then on the chassis on the other side. So we should be all good to go on harnesses. Hopefully the oil pressure issue doesn't appear any worse tomorrow. I'm kind of thinking it might, but I'm kind of thinking I don't care. It does have oil pressure, and it's got decent oil pressure, like 40 psi at idle. You know, and then when I'm in it, it's like 60 or 70. So I mean, it should be all right, but it just is lower than I would like it when it's hot. It's down to like 20 when it's really hot. So I don't know if that's bad, normal, whatever. 400,000 mile bearings reused that didn't fit that good in the rod. You know, whatever. But anyways, this car is a fucking animal. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and hopefully everything goes well tomorrow, and hopefully we can get this thing dialed in and running decent. So Anyways, thanks for watching the video, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it and enjoyed our progress. We got the old race car up on the trailer. Did you guys know race car spelled backwards is race car? And Dallas spelled backwards is salad? How's it going, salad? But anyways, yeah, that's going to be it. Got the car loaded up, ready to go, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.